Greetings and welcome to Causeless Joy Tarot. I am Glory, the Golden Light Goddess, and I am here today to do a general reading for the sign of Cancer for the month of April 2018. I do want to apologize for your readings for the month of March. A few snafus in there, and there are more details in the comment section below. This month I'll be doing a 7-card reading with 2 additional bonus cards to make up for your reading last month using the Legacy of the Divine by Cyril Marchetti, and then I'll be pulling 1 additional guidance card from the Starstream Oracle by Cheryl Yambrack Rose. So let's get started then with your overall energy card here. We do have the 4 of Swords coming up in the reverse as your overall energy from your 2018 cards. And the 4 of Swords in the reverse is about restlessness, or even maybe experiencing insomnia, burnout even, feeling burned out from perhaps not being able to rest, right? Or working too hard. It also signifies a lack of progress. So really a challenging energy coming in as your overall energy. And we'll go ahead now and take a look at the rest of your cards and see how they actually line up with the rest of the energy. So calling on my guides, teachers, helpers, angels, all that loves and surrounds the sign of Cancer, asking for guidance, clarity, and wisdom as we look into the energy of the upcoming April 2018. Giving thanks in advance for crystal clear clarity as we look into the energy available for April 2018 for the sign of Cancer. Also, if you know your rising or moon sign, I encourage you to take a look at those readings as well to get some additional clarity around the energies available to you in the upcoming month. Alright, feeling a little tight on the shuffle here, Cancer, so I'm going to shuffle a little more and see if we can get into a better flow with the cards. All the guides, angels, teachers, and helpers. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for the clarity and vision. Alright, yes, now that was feeling a lot more smooth and in flow towards the end. So let's go ahead now and take a look at your cards for the month of April. And your 2 bonus cards there. Alright. So let's start out here with your card that is your past position. And you do have the Emperor coming up in the reverse here. Now, the Emperor in the upright is about having a great deal of control and power, if you will. This also could signify an Aries. And when we see the Emperor in the reverse, we could have some immaturity going on, perhaps even a big ego, problems with power, either authority figures or issues in standing in your own power. Now, the good news is that this card is in your past position. So we'll go ahead now and take a look at how this energy is helping to shape your current and future energy here. So in the present position, you also have another major arcana coming in for the sign of Cancer. So this is the death card, and of course it doesn't signify death literally. It actually signifies great change, big changes, rebirth even, letting go of things that have perhaps held you in place in the past, and the ability to actually move on. So this is where you are in the current position here in April, Cancer. This is really signifying some transformation and big changes that are actually probably shaping themselves up as we speak. Changes that you would actually be aware of or will be made aware of in the very near future. Now, you have the Five of Cups in the reverse coming up in your future position. So when we see this Five of Cups coming up in the upright, that usually signifies that we're dealing with some loss and grief and regret. But again, when we see this in the reverse, it is again speaking to that moving on, the ability to forgive, recovery even, and your sense of hope returning. So again, this Five of Cups in the reverse is actually a very good card to have in your future position, and it pairs very well with the Death card and your present position, signifying big changes there and your ability to really move on and move forward with this energy. So very good, Cancer. So in your, this card represents you and how you are actually relating to the energies that are going on around you. It also goes perfectly well with your overall energy card. In this reading, it pairs with the overall energy card. And again, you did have the Four of Swords in the reverse, indicating that you potentially were dealing with some anxiety and some burnout there. But the Magician is also showing up for you in your current position in the reverse. Now, the Magician upright is all about having everything that you need to make the necessary changes that you're looking to make for yourself at any given moment. Now, when we see the Magician coming up in the reverse, it's more of a scattered energy, more of a wasted resources here when we see this coming up in the reverse, which again is also in line with your overall energy of the Four of Swords coming in the reverse, indicating anxiety and restlessness there. So something for Cancers to be very aware of and alert to as you move through the month of April. Now, your internal influence is actually the Wheel, also coming up in the reverse. So this Wheel is all about really having again, not only everything that you need, but the abundance, or it's actually about the change of time, things changing over time. It also represents cycles of time when we see this Wheel coming up in the upright. Actually, when we see it in the reverse, it's feeling stuck, or feeling like things are actually out of control, which is also feeding into the energy we were just speaking about with the Four of Swords, having that sense of restlessness and insomnia, not being able to get fully rested. So there does appear to be the need for Cancers here to really evaluate what's really worthy of their time and energy, and how they're dispersing their energy, because it does look like there is a potential there for you to feel a sense of being burnt out and a sense of restlessness. And this is an internal influence. And if we move on here to your external influence, Absolutely beautiful here. We have the Faith card, another major arcana. And speaking of your majors here, Cancer, so far you've already had, let's see, this is your fourth, actually your fifth major arcana out of 6 cards. So that also indicates a very of big changes, again with the transformation card coming in your present position, also speaking to the changes that are being made, that you are being made aware of. In addition, you have the Faith card here, or the Hierophant is what this card also represents. And this is about tradition, religious ceremonies. It's also about fitting in. But overall, the external influence appears to be that your faith, the things that you believe in, the things that you have a great deal of respect for, those things are playing a role in this transformational process for you. And that is indicated here when we see the Faith card, or the Hierophant, coming in as your external influence. All right, so let's move on now to your outcome cards. You do have the 5 of Coins coming up in the reverse, the 6 of Cups, as well as the 4 of Wands coming in the reverse here. So we'll focus on the 5 of Coins in the reverse first. And this 5 of Coins in the reverse is all about a new job, hope, recovery. Again, more of what we were discussing just a moment ago with that. And that is wonderful to see that. And then with the 6 of Cups here, or yes, that is the 6 of Cups in the upright. That is also about reunions. Perhaps someone from your past is making a reappearance here in your final outcome, or playing a role, I should say, in the outcome of how things are turning out. And then the 4 of Wands also coming up in the reverse, signifying moving out, perhaps leaving home. This is upright. The 4 of Wands is about having a solid foundation, a solid home foundation. When we see the 4 of Wands in the reverse, it's about moving out and perhaps experiencing some conflict or discord there on the home front. So when I see all of these combined with the past influence and the releasing and letting go here, along with the 4 of Wands coming up in the reverse, a lot of very interesting energy, but nonetheless energy that you are have the capability of working through and dealing with here in the month of April. All right, so let's move on now and take a look at your final guidance card for the sign of Cancer. And I'm calling on my guides, teachers, helpers, all that love and surrounds the sign of Cancer, asking for one additional guidance card to close out the reading for the sign of Cancer for the month of April 2018. Oh, there we go. Thank you. Alright, so to close out your reading, you've got to be kidding me. This is the 3rd time that I've pulled this card for the readings this month. There is obviously a very sacred gift that's being made available to quite a few individuals at this point. And it does indicate that that is also in store for you as well, Cancer. So be very aware and mindful. Again, there was a lot of indication of big changes, big transformations, a lot of major arcanas on the table for you in the month of April. So apparently during the course of all of these changes, you will experience some sort of sacred gift. So do be mindful of that as well. All right, so that does conclude your reading for the month of April. I thank you for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you back here in May. Namaste.